Welcome to the GamerMania podcast. My name is Chris Pounders. I'm your host, and this week I'm back with another interview with Justin Baker. This guy is a super talented actor and photographer, and he's also one of the biggest Zelda fans I've ever met. So everybody sit back and relax, and let's have a nice chat with Justin. GamerMania! Dude, Justin, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm all right. Yeah, man, I'm all right. I'm just moved into this new studio room, I guess. Well, new room, but it's also my recording studio.
Yeah, it's nice. I think that's a very LA thing for your room to be your recording studio.
Right? Your whole life is sort of in your room. So, dude, you're unique because you're a actor, a photographer, and a total gamer. Mm-hmm. And I guess there's other things about you too that we'll learn about maybe.
Sure.
So tell me about, let's talk about games real quick. So like what got you into gaming? Like what was like that one game that just really did it for you?
I remember when I was a kid, my parents made a deal with me. I don't remember how old I was, but they were like, if you read 100 books, we'll go out and buy you a Nintendo. So I read 100 books, and they went out and bought me an NES.
Wow.
And that was the beginning for me. And I just remember I was such a homebody. It was like RPGs for me. Like that was my thing, Zelda, Final Fantasy 1.
Thanks, you had to earn
Dragon
that.
Quest.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff. Yeah.
Wow, man.
Dragon Warrior, actually, back then.
Right. Heard it change its name. Dang, man, that's crazy. Okay, so, and then from there, you just kept going. You stuck with it, right?
Oh, yeah. I grew up in the generation that, like, games were starting. Atari had kind of been around, like, a little bit, but, like,
right.
It was, like, a big push. Like, we call ours, like, there's this generation called the Oregon Trail generation. Like... Because, like, we were the first generation to have, like, computers in schools and stuff. And you'd have, like, we had computer time. Like, that was one of our electives where you'd go and sit in a room with computers for an hour and you could play, like, Oregon Trail or Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego.
Oh, my God.
All of these games. And, like,
Are
you couldn't
DOS
beat them.
Games? Are these DOS games?
Oh, yeah. It's like, yeah, we had 3.5-inch floppies. Like,
dude, I've done that.
I remember at one point, I remember when the internet came about and we had, dial up and like,
whatever.
Man,
dial up was
like,
crazy.
I remember I used to play what's called a MUD or a multi-user dungeon, which is, this is very geeky. Like there's geek and then there's like geek. But it was a text-based MUD. So it's kind of like, the equivalent today is an MMORPG. Like, people would be playing from all around the world, but it was all text-based. So you'd walk into a room and it'd be like, in the room, you see a stone that seems out of place and be like, check that stone. It'd be like, you move the stone and there's a switch. And you'd be like, flip the switch. You flip the switch and now you can go east, west, or north, and stuff like that.
Right.
And so you'd set up like, shortcuts on your keyboard for locations that you traveled to a lot, like from one location to another one. So you'd hit it and it would just type in like east, south, east, north, whatever to get to the other place. And
wow.
Stuff like that.
That's crazy. Like you're even changing key bindings and stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah. But it's funny because like I'm not like a computer tech at all.
Right.
Like, I feel comfortable knowing computers as well as I did for my age, but like kids nowadays, it's like, oh, you want to do this, and it's like, and that's not even a geeky kid, like that's just a normal kid. It's
yeah,
like, no, this is how you.
A lot of time on
like,
computers.
Yeah,
that's just the world we live in. Oh man, cool man. So yeah, I played a lot of like Duke Nukem, Indiana Jones, like Full Throttle.
Duke Nukem.
Some of those old like.
I came here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum. Like, yeah.
I love those games, man.
Yeah, like the original Doom.
Oh yeah, the original Doom, and then obviously I was also doing all the old Command and Conquer, Red Alert.
Oh yeah, Red Alert, Strike Force, like all that stuff.
I miss that, man. Those are the days. Those are the LAN party days. And I mean, there wasn't tons of online multiplayer yet.
No, not a lot of stuff. I mean, I feel like StarCraft was kind of the beginning of that for me, or Counter-Strike. I remember one of my roommates in college was big in Counter-Strike, and so
yeah, that's
he
still
got
big,
me
believe
into
it or not.
Is it?
Yeah, some things just stick, man.
That's crazy.
You know,
I can't
like
believe they still play that.
And you know, I think they've enhanced it a little bit, but it's pretty much on the same game engine, and they've added some more stuff to it, like guns and whatnot, and like what you can wear cosmetically, and some new levels. But there's still dust. You know what I mean? And well, there's still these classic levels. Anyways, yeah, man, Counter-Strike is still kicking ass. It's weird.
That's funny.
Yeah. So now let's talk about current gaming. So we've survived generations now, right? Did you ever get the Sega Dreamcast?
So it's funny. So like I started with the NES, and then I got the Super Nintendo, and then I ended up getting, my uncle would always buy us like things, and so we ended up being a Sega family. Okay. So I had the Sega Genesis, the Sega I got the Sega CD, which, you know, like that was the cool thing about the Sega Genesis. It was like a transformer at one point. Like you had the Sega Genesis, and then you hooked the Sega CD like onto the Sega Genesis.
I never did that. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it was one of the first ones that played discs.
Wow.
And then
what happened to Sega, man?
And then it went from that to the Sega 32X, which was just like, it was the weirdest thing in the world. Basically, it was like an enhanced thing that you put on top of your Sega that was supposed to make your games more like, it was like going from like a regular TV to like a 4K kind of like idea.
Oh wow.
And then it had like some games that had like, that were designed for the 32X,
right.
But like it was supposed to like enhance your games. And so like I had like this tri-system at one point.
Jesus
it was just insane.
Christ. I just remember there being like that Game Shark code thing, you know, like that was really
Game
big.
Shark was awesome,
and they had come out with new editions of Game Shark for all the new releases. And
I mean, I still have a couple of my old, like I've got a couple of my old NES magazines.
Oh wow.
And I've got a couple like of the books that you would buy that would be like codes for 100 games, and you'd be like, oh yeah, you know, the old Konami code.
I didn't do the Saturn or that what's the handheld one, the Sega.
Oh, the Game Gear. Yeah, I had the Game Gear. Yeah,
and
I loved the Game Gear. I played that. I wish, but it's funny because I wish I had gone, you know, the Game Boy route, because like there's so much, like I had to go back and like catch up on a lot of stuff. Right. And you know, it's fun, but you know, to a degree it was like,
because it was back in those days where, I don't know, I felt like for like my dad, he's like, you're getting one. We're not getting all of them.
Oh no, yeah. There's no way you could get more than one.
Yeah, I mean, like you're not going to own all the consoles, and like the idea that like exclusives, and because I mean, Nintendo games were very much just Nintendo, and Sega was it was like exclusive out the gate, man. Like I don't know if games were really cross.
We had Sonic on one, and we had Mario on the other, and those were like the two. Those were the two guys.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And then I mean, were there games that were on both systems in those days?
I know, because it was all cartridge based.
Yeah,
it was.
So you know what I mean? Like a developer releases a game.
Yeah. I don't.
Both.
I don't think so.
Because they both kind of cartridge.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think so either.
Perhaps. But I'm like trying to think of a game, and I can't think of anything.
That's interesting, because that's almost like a newer idea in like the, you know, in the sort of gaming now. Maybe it's not so new now because we've seen it for a while, since like maybe even, you know, PlayStation 1 and Xbox One. There might have been some games that were on both platforms there. But it still is kind of a new agey idea that a developer would develop for multiple platforms.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so I want to talk about Zelda.
Sure.
So I love Zelda.
All right, yeah.
I think you might love it on a whole nother level. And anyways, let's talk about it. So tell me your love for Zelda.
I mean, yeah, I love Zelda. I mean, we've talked about, like, yes. I have a Zelda tattoo.
A Zelda tattoo?
Yeah, I've got the Triforce.
And when did you get that? How long ago did you get that?
I got that on my 33rd birthday.
Nice.
It was like that morning I went and got the tattoo, and then I went to Disneyland and celebrated my birthday.
Nice. That's a good day. Tattoo in Disneyland.
Yeah, right?
You're all bandaged up in Disneyland.
Yeah.
I mean, was that your first tattoo?
No. I have 6 now.
Okay.
And that was number 5.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, cool.
5.
So you'd already
Yeah.
been through it. You already kind of
Yeah.
know the whole finding an artist, and yeah, cool, man. And so what inspired this tattoo? Like, I mean, it's your birthday, you're 33, you got tickets to Disneyland, but we got to make a stop. Like, how did this happen?
So I have every tattoo on me is I'm one of those people that's like they have a very specific like meaning.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I love the idea of people just getting tattoos for art. I'm like, that's totally cool. Like if you want, do whatever you want. Like, you know, get as many as you want, whatever. As an actor, I get a little anxious about getting tattoos because I have to be careful about
it does
my
limit you.
style and
Yeah,
you
it
know,
could typecast you right out the gate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so like all of my tattoos mean something, and so I wanted one for like my geek gamer side, and so I was like, all right, well, what's geeky and gamery about, you know, me, and what's something that like goes back to like when it all started. And so I was like, I think Zelda was probably one of the beginning things for me as a geek and a gamer. Yeah. And so I've still got my original gold cartridge. It still has my saves on it.
So my first experience with Zelda was on Game Boy.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know that, you know, Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
On Game Boy. You go around that island. I fell in love with that game.
Yeah.
I mean, ever since that game, you know, I've tried. I think I've only missed Twilight Princess was the one that I missed.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think if I ended up getting the Wii for that. It was the Wii U, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I think I missed that one as well.
Oh wow, yeah. That was, you know, but see, arguably the Wii U and the Wii days weren't the prettiest for Nintendo.
No, it was tough.
So,
I bought a Wii for I ended up getting Metroid and the first Zelda. What was that? Skyward Sword, or I think that was it. And so I got those, and I had like maybe one other game, and then like there was just a long period of time where there just weren't any games that were interesting to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, what's the point
Wii
of having
Sports.
this system? So
Wii Sports was the console seller.
yeah, and like I love the idea that like Nintendo was doing with like parties and like having friends come over and play and stuff like that. And I think you know, it's interesting because I feel like that's kind of switched over into like the board game realm is big again right now.
Yeah.
And like that feels more of like the party scene, or like occasionally I'll play like, you know, like a Jackbox game with like some friends.
Right.
And that's another easy one that's super easy again, you know,
Those
because
ones
we've
hit or
all got
miss for
cell
me, man.
phones.
Like there's like one good game on there. Quiplash, right? That's the one.
I mean, I play with a bunch of very funny people. Like, so it doesn't matter what game we're playing. It's just, it's basically a big improv scene. It's like, all right, this is funny.
Yeah. I do like, I mean, I liked all of them, but I just felt like there were like one or two that just were really fun for a group of people. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so like the Wii, so I ended up selling it because it was just like, and it's crazy because like I have almost, I mean, not every system, but I've got quite a few systems now.
And so you collect them at this point?
I kind of collect them at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't play all of them, but I have them just in case.
Nice. I mean, with a hardware like the Switch, the Nintendo Switch, I mean, technically, as long as you keep the power charger, like, you can play, if you've got games downloaded or you have the cartridge, I mean, that lasts forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can you know, it's not like one day you can't turn it on because, like, technology's changed, right? So that's pretty cool about downloading games and these cartridges, like, because CDs can scratch and break, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So, like, down the road, you can't always play a PS1 game, you know?
It's
like,
fun. I still have, like, a bunch of my PS2 games. Like,
in good condition.
Like, they're in a box, and I don't
They're sealed.
play them, but it's, like, all my Final Fantasies. Because I'm like, and it's funny, I've got, like, another, like, CD case that has the memory cards for the PS2, and I've got it like labeled, like, so I know what everything is inside of it, and I will probably never open those ever again, but I have them.
I mean, you never know, man. I mean, there could be one of those doomsday kind of situations, you know, go into a fallout shelter and you've got your collection. Got plenty of time.
There you go. Well, I guess I'll just sit here and go back through Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 7.
Yes, the only one that matters. Actually, I shouldn't say that. But, you know,
3 was great too. 3 was fantastic, and of course, you know, when we say these numbers now, because of the fact that we were getting games differently than Japan, like our numbers don't even match up. So it's like,
right,
which one are we actually even talking about?
Yeah. Oh wow, that's interesting. Yeah, I've been told to try out, like, I guess there's even more than like 12 and.
Yeah. The last one that just came out was 14.
14.
Yeah.
I've been told that one's good.
Yeah, it's fun. Like I played it. I need to get back to it because
it's a lot of work, isn't it? Does it ever feel like a job to play that game, or is it fun?
I mean,
there's a lot. I mean, like, it's like,
yeah, but I spend a lot of time playing games like that. I mean, the games that feel like work to me nowadays is like I've got a few mobile games that I play,
right?
And those can
the
start
daily
to
check-ins.
feel like the daily check-ins is like, oh, this is starting to grind. Like I'm like, but I have to do it if I want to keep competitive with the game.
That's interesting. Yeah.
And there is that, that
it knows,
that endorphin kick whenever I do get something. It's like, oh yeah, thanks. Oh, thanks for telling my brain that I should keep doing this.
Jeez. So, okay, so let's talk about the tattoo again.
Sure.
So there's some pretty deep meaning with the tattoo because it's unfinished.
Yeah.
So there's like stages to this tattoo in your life as it completes itself.
Yeah.
You want to explain that?
So, if you know the Triforce, there's the three pieces of the Triforce that make up the Triforce. And so you've got the Triforce of courage, the Triforce of power, and the Triforce of wisdom.
Okay.
So I have the completed Triforce tattooed on me, but the only one that's filled in is the Triforce of courage.
Okay.
Because I feel like I've accomplished that somewhat in my life. I've made some courageous moves, and
nice.
I like to think that if things were to come up, I could handle them. And so right now I have power and wisdom still open.
Okay.
And the idea would be if I book a really big role or something, or I have like a really good career move, then I would probably get power filled in.
Okay.
And
so
then
that's a career kind of thing.
Yeah, and then wisdom. The idea, I mean, I would love this, and I think we were talking about it, would be to get it filled in like on my deathbed.
It's the final.
Because I'm very, very big on the idea that, like, the old saying, a fool only proves he's a fool when he opens his mouth, or whatever. Like
okay.
Everybody, if you think you're wise, you're probably not. And so I like the idea that, like, yeah, there's always something I could be learning. So if I know when I'm gonna die, then sweet, get it done then. But I've also been thinking about maybe putting something in like a living will about being tattooed like posthumously, like after I'm dead.
So I mean, it's kind of one of those things where your doctor's like, "Hey man, you might have 8 weeks," and you're like, "We need to contact my tattoo guy."
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me, I need to get a tattoo. Now is not the time to be getting tattoos.
No, it's absolutely the time to get tattoos.
You're like, no.
8 weeks? Yeah. Let's get this thing filled in.
Oh, man, that's
He might
crazy.
be booked up for the next 3 months.
Right? Oh, man. Oh, my God, that's crazy, man. That's cool, man. That's really cool. I wish I had a tattoo that was like, I mean, I like the idea that there's stages to it being filled in as you go along, and they're like really big milestones in your life. I really like that. I think that's cool. Something to think about.
I mean, you've got tons of ink, dude. I mean, you could absolutely do it. Like,
I know. I have
there's nothing
tattoos,
stopping you from making.
I'll add on a little like fill-in chart. Yeah,
there you go. It's just very simple. Just it's like 3
list.
boxes. Just be like, all right, sweet, done it. Oh, you could do that. You could make a list and then just tattoo them across them.
Yeah.
Whenever you get them done,
a tattoo check. Oh my God, that would be pretty funny. Okay, man. So you're also an actor, which is a very LA's popular with actors. A lot of there's a lot of everything everywhere now. But so what's it like being an actor in LA?
I mean, it's tough. It's like, anytime somebody, asks me like for advice, like acting advice, like the first thing I always tell somebody is, if there's something else you're like really good at it, like you should go do that. David Mamet has a quote. He wrote a book called True and False. And in it, he says, the best advice you could ever give to an actor is to have something to fall back on. That way, when the going gets tough, they'll fall back on it. And basically, the best advice you can give to an actor is to not be an actor, basically.
So, but, the idea in that I can kind of relate to is like the young actor who's been told, hey, you should go do something. They're like, no, man, you don't understand. I'm different. I'm the one. I'm gonna make it in the acting scene. It's like,
Yeah.
but this fall back idea, it's almost like, hey man, you should have something else in case you fall back. But that person's gonna be like, I'm not falling back.
Exactly.
But they
and that's just it. Like if
they
like for
are
me,
going
like
to.
like I got a BFA in theater because I didn't want to have a fallback. Like, because if I know for me, if I had had a fallback career, I probably would have done it by now.
Right.
Because it's tough. And then
Right.
the second thing I say is like, just realize that an overnight success in Los Angeles is 10 years. That's an overnight success. Like, if you see somebody on TV and you recognize that person, like, you've seen them in other stuff. You just didn't realize it.
Right,
By the time you recognize somebody's name, they've been out here hustling for a very long time.
Right.
I mean, there's the exceptions. There's,
Right.
the crazy stories of people that, you know, are...
So it's like, to say that you're not going to get, slightly discouraged within a 10-year march, you know what I mean? That's you're going to face some things. You're going to face yourself.
Yeah. That's the least. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, that's good advice, man. I think the falling back idea, it's not like, hey man, it's not like you're going to give up on your acting if you have a fallback. It just means that when it's really hard, you won't lose your sanity.
Yeah, but I do feel like if you have, like, to me, it's like if you have a chance to go do something else, like, you will do it.
Right.
Like, because it's tough, and I don't blame anybody for it. I mean, I have tons of friends who have changed careers and changed career paths and gone and done other things. I mean, heck, I do photography, and like I fell into that like 6 years ago.
Right.
And that's made it so that I can continue to pursue my acting career, but I haven't like stopped pursuing it yet. We'll see. Every year's another year that I'm like, maybe this is the year that I'm like, this isn't it for me anymore.
Oh man. So how long have you been doing acting?
I mean, since I was a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you've been in LA that entire time?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm originally from Oklahoma, and I was like a pretty depressed like little kid, and then I because I didn't have any friends, and I realized I didn't have any friends because I was depressed, and so I was like in this cycle that I couldn't break out of.
Poor me kind of idea. Yeah.
And then I just made somebody laugh, and I was like, oh. Oh, that's cool. Can I do that again? And I was like, oh, this is my thing. Okay, cool. So I'm funny. Sweet. I'm gonna keep doing that.
Oh wow.
And then I started doing like church plays and whatnot. And then in high school I was in theater, and then college I got a BFA in theater, and then moved out here and just started plugging away. A little bit at a time.
So what are you going for? Like, 'cause I feel like in acting there's a lot. There's like movies, TV, there's live, right? Plays or whatever. What like different types of TV, different types of movie. Like, are you going after everything, or is there something you're kind of aiming for?
I mean, I'll absolutely take whatever pays me to do it. I would love to do like a sitcom. Like, I think comedy is my forte. And if I could have like a recurring role on a sitcom, that would be great.
Cool.
That would be the life.
That's the dream. Okay.
5 days a week going into your job and making people laugh.
Right. You basically like you would record like a bunch of episodes and then you're done, right? Or for like that season, and then you go and kind of record these seasons in chunks. Is that how it works? Or?
Yeah, basically like you have there's filming schedules, and so like you would start you'd probably film for like 4 months for a season, and then you'd have typically it's like the summer's off, and then you start back up in the fall, and then you got winter break, and it's just like
right,
kind of like going to school.
Yeah. And so like since we haven't gotten there yet, like what are you like doing now? You're just like auditioning for things during the week?
Yeah. I mean, I'm in an improv team over at the Second City right now, called Emergency Contact, and so I've been doing improv in LA for about 14 years now. And I love doing that. I'm about to start a sketch class.
I gotta come see you like perform one time.
Yeah, dude,
so
absolutely.
Curious.
Yeah, come see it. We're great. I love my team.
Nice. How can you see it? How like?
If you just go to I can send you a link, but if you go to Second City, just go to their page and look up improv, find Emergency Contact. We perform pretty much every other Saturday.
Oh, okay.
A couple Saturdays of the month, and it's either 7:00 or a 9:00 show.
Okay.
And we perform with like 2 other teams, and so you come for like an hour of improv, and the other 2 teams are great. Yeah.
Wow. Awesome. An hour of improv. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, sorry, what's your schedule like? You said you were...
And then, so I'm freelance. So, I could find out about, I got a VO audition the other day that was like, I woke up at 9 a.m. to an email and it was like, we need this by 2 p.m. today. And I'm like, all right.
A voiceover is what you meant
voiceover.
by...
Yeah, VO. And then, usually like commercials or film and TV, usually find out a day or a couple of days in advance. But, it's like I kind of have to keep myself open in case something comes up. So job-wise, luckily the photography thing, that's mainly weekends and weeknights.
And what do you normally shooting?
A little bit of everything. I mean, I do events. I do headshots. I have a photo booth set up, so I do like parties, weddings.
Headshots.
Yeah. Hit me up.
That's right. That's right. I remember your business cards. They're like themed. Like each one has its own look for that person. I like that. I think that was cool. Yeah. That's awesome, man. So acting, and I mean, have you done like movies yet? Have you done shows yet?
Yeah. I've got about 6 or 7 national commercials under my belt. So you've probably seen me on something. Yeah, I think some of the bigger ones. I did a Coke Zero spot.
Nice.
That had some good.
What's like the most memorable job you've done as an actor?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, I would say like. I mean, ironically, one of the things probably people haven't ever seen, but I did a play called Greater Tuna. And it was me and my buddy Dustin, and we were being directed by my buddy Gil, and we did it at the Sierra Madre Playhouse, and it's a fun show. It's like 2 guys, and they each play 10 characters apiece, because there's 20 characters in the show.
Whoa.
And so... you'll be giving lines as one character and you'll go backstage to change costume into another character, and you're either still communicating as the first character off stage, or you're now communicating as the second character.
That's
while
ridiculous.
You're changing.
So you watch the small group of people go through all like 20 characters.
Yeah, it's this town in Tuna, Texas, and so it's about these 2 guys, Arliss and Struve, who have a radio station, and it's "Good morning, Tuna, Texas. How we doing today?" It's Arliss Struve, and then one of the other characters I had was like there's like this animal conservative like guy, and he's like, yeah, and today we're going to be talking about ducks. A lot of people think that the word duck means to duck, but it also means a bird. So it's like, and then a couple of like, I ended up getting my legs waxed for this show.
Oh, wow.
One of the women I played is like this Southern Baptist woman.
So yeah, you're just playing all genders.
It was like a dress, and so I was like, well, I should probably get rid of these hairy legs. So I went ahead and went got them waxed, which by the way was brutal. Ladies, I get it. I am sorry. Like it hurt so bad. It was just like the 40-Year-Old Virgin with Steve Carell when he gets his chest waxed.
Just screaming.
Like I was like, and I like went past pain into like laughter, and I was like, that's such a weird, like that's your brain is just going through so much when it gets to that point. And the lady kept being like, "Do you want me to stop?" And I was like, "No, just finish.
Just get it done.
With. I just keep going."
Oh man.
Yeah.
She's like, we got to go over that same spot again. No.
Yeah. It was nuts, and she went up way higher than I expected her to.
Right. Hey.
I was like, all right, cool. I guess this is what we're doing. So, but yeah, and then I've had like about half a dozen like television spots. Like you can find me on a couple of different shows. So I was like on Justified, and I was on The Middle, and I was on like what is it? About a Boy. There we go.
Oh, okay. So what does it take to like land a good supporting role or whatever? Like like how do you do that?
I don't know, man.
You're like, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, some of it's talent, some of it's luck, some of it's preparation.
It's like a little bit of everything.
It's a little bit of everything. Like, I mean, because, I've gone in, I went in, so like the show, The Middle, great show. The casting over there is awesome. G. Charles Wright, super great guy. One of the things he told me that really stuck with me once was I kept going in, and he was like, hey, just so you know, when I bring you into producers, because there's like auditions for like just the casting director, or even sometimes just the casting associate, and like they'll put it on tape and then they'll send that to producers. But he was like, if I bring you in for producers, that means you've already booked the role, but I'm bringing in like 3 different guys and being like, hey, any one of these guys can do it. Which one do you want? And the thing is it could be something as small as like I'm too tall, or my eyes are too brown, or like the guy who's playing my brother or son doesn't look enough like me,
right?
Stuff like that. So
dang, man,
it's there's a billion reasons. Yeah, so
that's so crazy.
But and so like you could go in for a bigger role, and then the next time you go in, it's like a much smaller role, but that's the one you book, and it's like, all right. And for a show like that, like once you book once, you're kind of like, that's it. Like you can't come back because you've already been on the show. So
okay, right. So that show's done for you.
Yeah.
Like any opportunity of getting a spot, it's like, no, you were already on a show with something else.
Yeah.
Right. Dang it, man. Oh, wow. Okay. So that's a little bit of a reality check when you get there. You're like, this is as far as I get in this show.
Yeah.
Dang.
Unless, you luck out. I mean, like a situation like Breaking Bad with like Jesse. Like, that character initially was going to die in the first season. And they liked his character so much and what he was doing with it that they ended up making him basically, the co-star of the show.
Right.
He was on for the rest of the whole show. So, stuff like that happens. It's like, just be a good worker, show up on time, do your job. Have a
character.
And
make the hell out of that one line.
Yeah. Dude, I booked an episode of, there was a show called See Dad Run, and my episode never aired.
Damn it.
Which sucks. But I had one word. I booked one word.
Nice.
Like, that was my whole audition, was the word sure. And it's like that's insane. Like,
how do you approach that? Holy shit.
I mean, yeah, like, I added stuff kind of in front of it and behind it, and kind of like worked with it, but like it was just like the whole idea was this girl, Scott Baio, it was his show. And his daughter, I guess, like follows him to set, and he's his co-star on the show is somebody that she's trying to like get an autograph with or a photo with or something like that. So, but I was playing his photo double in the episode.
Okay.
So which is also weird because like I'm not like it, because then when I like IMDb, I kept being like, I'm not actually a photo double. I'm playing a photo double on a like it was very meta. And so like in the scene, she walks over and she gives this like big monologue about how she admires me, and wants to take a photo with me, blah, blah, blah. And then I turn around and it's not that guy, it's me instead. And I'm like, sure. And she's like, and so like she runs off. So it was a very funny bit, but like,
yeah, because she builds it up, right?
Yeah.
She's like, I'll do this,
and like I've never seen it because it was the finale episode. There were like 3 episodes left on the show, and they didn't air the last 3 episodes.
Those sons of bitches.
Yeah, it was tough.
That was a good sure.
Yeah, I was pleased with it. I thought it was very funny. The best was whenever I showed up on set, and the second was like, "Hey, do you need a script?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" And she's like, did you want a copy of this? I'm like, for my one word? And she's like, you'd be surprised. And I'm like, I shouldn't be? That's not, why should, no, that's very depressing. And then I remember we got to the scene, and they were like, all right, we're going to do a rehearsal. And the director was like, actually, you know what? Can we just tape this one? Justin, do you think we can just go ahead and do this? And I went, sure. And everybody lost it. I was like, yeah, nailed it. Mic drop.
Exactly. Oh my god, mic drop. That's so funny, man. And then after you're done with all that, you run home and you play some games.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
I play a lot of games, dude.
What are you playing right now?
Oh, what am I playing right now? So I spent a couple of nights staying up until like 6 a.m. last week.
Nice.
I don't know, because I was just like dealing with insomnia, and PlayStation just gave out XCOM 2 is like their free game.
No way.
I think it was last month, and so I've been playing that.
Oh shit.
And like that's a lot of fun. That's a fun game. Except I'm so attached to my crew that I've built that like if one of them dies, I reload every time. I'm just like, nope, I'm going back. I'm like, I spent way too much time on this guy. No, he's got way too many skills.
Dang,
back. And
man.
so like I'm currently on a mission that I've had to like reload like 4 times. And I'm like, I don't even know. I might even go back all the way to the point before that mission and just skip it. I don't even know.
Dang. So what do you think about that mechanic? Like, do you think that's the way the game is designed for someone to reload like that, or do you think they want you to like lose that character and keep going? Because obviously they built in that fail safe.
Yeah, I mean, I think the idea would be that you would just let characters go, but like,
and they've made it too much,
and like
right?
they've made it so like, you know, armor and weapons and stuff will go on to the next person, and you can kind of train people to have specialties while you're doing missions.
Okay, so they're ready. They're like kind of...
so they can kind of jump in, but they're still like... they're way down on the skill level. Like,
it's just not going to help the mission.
I'm just like, nah.
So in State of Decay 2, which is like a zombie game...
Yeah, I know State of Decay.
Yeah. You play like a cast of characters, and you're switching from them, and you're going out and doing missions, but one of my characters gets just destroyed, just dies, totally dies, and I'm like, my eyes are wide open, and I'm like, what the fuck? Because this was the first character I started with. I was like, I had dreams. You know what I mean? Like,
this guy's surviving the zombie apocalypse.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, we're gonna go far places. Like, we're gonna shoot a lot of zombies together. He's dead. He was shot in the head by another like group of people who like disagreed. Like, it was not even zombies. It was just shot dead. And I was like, okay, like no reload. We're moving on. The game saves and just moves on. I'm seriously just like kind of in astonishment. And so in the game, he has a girlfriend. And so I got the girlfriend. I brought her over with an AR.
And
just headshot her. Yeah, dude, they were trying to jump fences, and I was just taking them out. It was really oddly satisfying.
And I love that concept. Like,
I lost them,
keep going, but that's the point of that. Like, that's good story.
And I had to move on. Like, I couldn't, I was like, man, like, can we do a funeral? Like, no, it's going to leave his dead body there for the zombies to eat. So I don't know. I guess, like, I loved it. I loved that I lost his story and everything with it.
Oh, that would drive me nuts.
I know. So, like, man. But, like, the game was designed that way. So the game is sort of like, it was almost like that was the first warning of, like, hey, welcome to State of Decay.
See, and I hate games that have like multiple storylines, because I want to know, like, I'm kind of a completionist, but I'm also not a completionist. Like, I want to know everything story wise, but I also don't want to play the game 6 times to get everything.
Right. No, I totally get that. I mean, are we still in the days where we play games for 200 hours, or do we want to play 5 different games for 20 hours each?
Like, I prefer to get a game that I really like and play it and just play it and play it and play it.
Okay. So you don't have like a ton of games you're jumping back and forth.
But I do right now. Like, because I haven't had one of those that have like really grabbed me in a while. I loaded back up Zero Dawn last night.
That's the strategy?
No, it's
Warhammer?
Horizon Zero Dawn.
I'm sorry, PS4.
Yeah.
I didn't play that exclusive.
Oh, it's great, dude. It's really good. But I didn't beat it, and then I realized, like, a friend posted on Facebook. They were like, "Hey, I just started this game. Any tips?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't beat that." I was like,
"Oh shit!
All right, I'll load it back up and see where I am, and at least get through the story, because I want to finish the story."
Nice.
But like, yeah, I typically, like, I beat a game and then I'm like, all right, I'm done. But like, I would love, like, and like MMORPGs, like, I'm definitely into those,
right?
But I don't have like a crew,
right?
And so after a certain point of playing it by myself for a while, I'm
grinding's
just like,
not fun on your own.
All right, now that I've got my character to max cap level or whatever, like, it's all in-game stuff, and I'm like, I need
it's all
people.
Group stuff,
yeah.
And so you're a console guy. You're not a PC gamer.
No, I was a PC gamer like for a little while, probably like I want to say back like maybe Burning Crusade. Mm-hmm. WoW, I played for a little bit when I had my left hip replaced, and so I was down for like 8 weeks, like while it was recovering, and I was like, I'll try this WoW game that everybody talks about.
Yes.
And so I played that, and then when I was finally done, I was like, this is a problem. Like, I would wake up and want to play it. I'd like be like, how much time do I have before I have to leave for work? And I'd want to play it. And then I like started dating somebody, and like she wasn't a gamer, and I was like, I can't do both of these things. So like I stopped playing WoW. I was like, no, that's it.
I thought you were gonna say you broke up with the girlfriend.
Yeah, I was like, no.
hey,
Maybe
look,
my clan.
this isn't gonna work unless you start a night elf druid.
Yes,
tonight.
Because I'm gonna need. I need a tank. So if you could really, that would be great.
Otherwise, I don't see this working.
Yeah. So yeah, but then I had a PC and it fried on me, and it completely went kaput on me. And at the same time, I had like the old school iPod like brick that had 20 gigs or whatever on it.
Yeah, I had completely
like loaded, and I lost. It broke on me too, like in the same week. So I lost all my music, and this is before Spotify. So it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I was like, I was so And so right after that, I went to a Mac, and then I just never looked back. Because I've never had a Mac do that to me. And I miss PC gaming, but I've got, I do have all the consoles. So I do
PC gaming, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not saying it's coming back, but what's funny is that technology's leaning towards it.
Yeah.
And
there are so many games. And with Steam, like you get like $2 games that I'm paying like $60 for. And it's like, that's frustrating.
I bought the first Fallout on Steam during the summer sale for like $2.50.
Yeah,
that's like giving it away.
Yeah. That being said, I do get like free games from Xbox and PS and PlayStation.
Oh, you have the Xbox. That's right.
Yeah, I've got Xbox One and I've got the PS4. I just got the PS4.
So Xbox One, you're like halfway to PC. You're almost
because
there.
Now, especially with the cross-platforming and stuff, like some of the games you can play on their PC systems.
Dude, I have an Xbox Game Pass for like 1 month. You should take.
Okay, I mean, I've got the year whatever, but.
I don't know if I can. Game Pass though?
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I do want to play that. Yeah.
So I can give you Game Pass, and you can play State of Decay 2 and Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves is what I want to check out.
Yeah, so you'll get a whole month of Sea of Thieves before you gotta drop $10 or whatever. But I'll play with you.
Okay.
I'll show you how that game works.
I'll do it, dude.
Super fun. They're adding a good amount of content to it, but still not enough. But they're like,
as long as you're okay with me speaking in pirate the whole time.
That's
because that's the only way I'm playing that game. As if
then I'm definitely streaming this.
Let's go get some more treasure, matey. I love it. What are you doing tomorrow? Oh, I don't know. Probably just hanging out with me dog.
Oh, my scurvy dog. Yeah, it's a great game, man. We'll jump on like a galleon with 2 other people, some strangers, and we'll just see what happens.
I'm all about it.
Yeah, get into some ship fights.
Sing some sea shanties.
Awesome. Well, dude, Justin, thanks for being here, man, on my podcast. I appreciate
Absolutely,
it.
man. Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure meeting you. I'm glad I bumped into you at a party.
Yeah, I know, right? And then we also hung out at E3.
Yeah,
that was great, man. We went to the Dead Mouse after party.
Yeah. In fact, I got tickets. Amazon Prime had a thing. I guess they're having like a Prime Day party on Friday the 13th.
Okay.
And
I'm a part of Amazon Prime.
So they had on the treasure truck the other day.
Oh.
They were like, "Hey, we're selling tickets to this party," and it was like $2, and it's like a PubG / Deadmau like party.
Oh wow!
And so I was like, I'll buy it for $2. I don't know if I'll even go, but I got a couple tickets.
Dude, let's go. So, I'll go with you.
Yeah. Are you free Friday?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm totally free.
All right, dude. Yeah, you can come.
Sweet.
We'll go see what it's like. See
all right, awesome,
any cool
man.
Swag.
I just invited myself.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Good job. Well, I mean, it's on your podcast, so it's all good.
All right, man. Dude, thanks again for coming. Justin, right? Justin Baker.
Yeah.
Right? Cool, man. Photographer, actor, and gamer. Do you want to like advertise any kind of anything like any kind of polls you got?
Yeah. I mean, you can, like I said, you can come see my improv at Second City right now.
LA, we're talking.
In Los Angeles. You can find me on IMDb, Justin Baker. Most social media under Acts for Food, ACTS, the number 4, the word food, or Photo Baker, which is my food. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's what awesome, Photo man. Baker is my photography, and Photo Baker LA is my photography Instagram. So
cool, awesome, man.
Yeah.
Great. All right, dude. I will see you Friday.
Sounds good.
Later. So this podcast was recorded on Tuesday, Tuesday afternoon. And so, as you could hear by the end of the podcast, yesterday was Friday, and me and Justin went to the PubG squad showdown in LA together. And I just wanted to kind of tell you guys how that went before the podcast is over. So it was great. It was fun. The whole place was decked out. They just kind of rented out this whole, I don't even know, like just room in this industrial area, and they were selling tickets. I managed to obviously get in with Justin. He scored like $2 tickets from the Amazon truck. And we went in, and it was fun, man. I mean, it was a lot more than what I expected, and that's pretty cool. I wasn't even really sure what it was, to be honest. I hadn't looked into the event much. So we got there pretty early. We kind of wanted to be like one of the first ones there, and then we weren't going to stay the whole day. There's a Dead Mouse performance at the end that we missed, but that's okay. We were fine with that. We just wanted to check it out and see what it was all about. But we get there, and you get free t-shirts. I ended up getting like 3 free t-shirts. It was an open bar, but the beers and booze didn't start till 3. So we got there at 11 or 11:30. And we were doing all kinds of like funny stuff, like throwing apples at a wall, trying to get it into the hole so you can win like a mini frying pan. But I wanted to actually see the apple just explode, so I didn't aim for the hole, but Justin did. Justin won the frying pan. You could also with a hammer launch a chicken onto a frying pan, and then you would win like this Twitch t-shirt. So that was fun. There was like a vending machine that spit out like a variety of 1 of 3 random t-shirts. And so you didn't know what you were going to get, so you stood in line for that. There was free food trucks there. There was a DJ. And then, on top of that, there were a bunch of gamers there, and then some celebrities that were there. So it was really cool, man. I mean, I got a picture with Dr. Disrespect, a streamer that I like to watch on Twitch. And he was really nice, really cool. One thing I liked about him was he was hanging out in the crowd of people. So he wasn't totally shying away, being a total, superstar, rock star, or whatever. He was totally hanging out with everybody, and he was really nice, and he was just, and it just felt good. It felt good having him there, all the other celebrities in the gaming, in PubG and whatnot. It was fun to see the squads form in the showdown and have everyone cheering and whatnot. It was a cool atmosphere. I really liked it. Good job, PubG. All right, guys, my name is Chris. I've been your host. I hope you enjoyed the interview with Justin Baker. I'm going to be, uploading the interview to YouTube. There'll be a photo on Instagram that I'll post about this podcast. Follow me on Instagram. It's at GamerMania Podcast. I'm on Twitter, and that one's going to be at GamerMania Show. And the YouTube channel is just GamerMania Tube. And right now I just moved into a new house, and the internet's been weird, so I haven't been streaming this past week. I've been waiting for the internet to sort itself out. It's just been dropping out randomly, and I think in the last day or so I've noticed it stopped. So I don't know, we experienced a crazy heat wave in LA recently where it went up to like 110. And it could have just cooked some stuff on the, there's some equipment that could have just fried, that was causing things to be unstable. Anyway, so so I'm going to try and do some more streaming, guys. Sorry about that if you've been wondering. Anyways, have a great week, everyone. I think I'm going to have another interview lined up for next week. I'm having a lot of fun with these. By the looks of it, it seems like you guys like the interviews, so I'm going to keep rocking those for a little bit. It's also kind of a downtime for gaming right now. We've just experienced such a rush of excitement with E3 and all these reveals, and it seems like now things are dying down, but they're going to jump right back up once all these games are coming out this year, right? So I think August is when things are going to start ramping up, but November, October, November, December are going to be crazy. That's my guess. Anyways, all right, guys, have a great week. Get your gaming in, and I will see you guys on the flip side.